This is a Mercury 1969 Mercury 220 ER. It's Mercury's first production sled that was not recalled. I do believe the earlier one, the 250 or the 200, was recalled. Supposedly all destroyed, but there are quite a few still kicking around. 220 ER. As a friend of mine said, it looks like it eats little bunny rabbits in front. It looks sort of mean, and but they had names for it. The lead sled. They had it, called it the lead sled, and if you looked at it, it would tip over, which isn't too far from the truth. It's quite a challenge to ride it. This one's had the addition of a tachometer, which they had room for installing, and a speedometer. I've added a fuel shutoff valve, and I've also added heated handlebar grips and thumb pad. There's the forward reverse switch. You have to turn the key off in order to do it, and there's the choke on here. And then to start in reverse, you retard the timing and fire it up in reverse, which we'll do here in just a second. This is our first snow of the season, and I've been out clearing trails with this. I've added a taillight stop switch to it, and there's your transmission. And if you look carefully, you can see that there are two starter motors. One of them's quite bright because the sun's shining on it. The other one's a little dimmer. But one's for reverse and one's for forward. And if you look carefully over here on this side, it's got lockouts so that the transmission won't work in reverse. It'll keep the thing at very low, lots of push and no speed. And that's the 250 battery clamp down in battery box. Originally took a bigger battery, and it has a recoil, which, God forbid, if you ever tried to use it in reverse, I think you'd have sort of a shocking situation. This is the gas tank, 6 gallons even, and this thing has a service box, and the muffler is underneath, and also the air cooling comes out through here too. It's a shrouded fan cooling, and it works quite well. I've never overheated it. You can see down in there, you can see they had a fuel filter, an AC type fuel filter, and there's a shut-off knob, which is pretty much inaccessible all the way down inside there. If you look carefully, you can see it. It has a air cleaner, which I put on it. That was an attachment later on, and I've performed all the service bulletins on this. Unfortunately, there were quite a few, especially to do with the muffler and the way it was attached. It didn't work all that great. The track is not original. It's a Skidoo, a 1971, I think, Olympic track. It's the right sprocket, the right count, but I had to use their sprockets and move the drive and the rear one both in and weld in those replaceable sprockets that Bombardier had, but it seems to work quite well. This 220 has a Thunderbolt ignition. You can see the CDI switch box in there, capacitive discharge ignition, and a large coil, and you can see the two solenoids for the starter motors, and it had a flywheel, which you can't see, with two magnetic pickups at either end of the flywheel that would tell the engine when to fire. Would tell the switch box when to unload the capacitor. Other than that, I've covered the rest of the stuff already. A regular headlamp from a twin headlight 50s style car. 220 We're going to run it in reverse. We want to put the spark lever up, start, run, reverse, choke on, and my auxiliary primer. We give it a couple of squirts. I've got the reverse switch in reverse, and I'm ready to start it. Just keep recording. It's going to take a while to go. I bring my start, run, reverse into forward. I don't need the choke because it's already warm. Flick the switch for forward.